Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Tea sippers, the federal government just entered the chat, and Coach Stormy Wellington is in the middle of it. The Federal Trade Commission, and for those who do not know, that is a United States government agency that has the power to go after businesses and individuals for deceptive practices affecting consumers, has filed a lawsuit directly against Stormy Wellington. This is not a social media beef. This is not a cancel campaign. This is the feds, with a 9-page court document filed in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida.
Coach Stormy is being sued by the Federal Trade Commission, and I'm all like, why y'all hating on her? See, the thing is, I thought people knew that it wasn't guaranteed to make $1 million, billion, gazillion dollars with her scheme. This is the lawsuit right here. The FTC alleges that Stormy promoted multi-level marketing businesses with deceptive income claims, promising participants significant financial success, while reports indicated that a vast majority of participants, over 76%, made little to no money, with very few earning more than $5,000.
Let's talk about the background first briefly. Stormy Wellington's public brand is built on her origin story. She came up from foster care, grew up in Miami, dropped out in the 9th grade, worked in strip clubs as a teenager, became a teen mom, and from those beginnings built what she describes as an 8-figure empire. She became one of the most well-known names in network marketing, held the rank of Grand Ambassador at Total Life Changes, known as TLC, which is a health and wellness company selling detox teas, nutrition products, and skincare. She was recognized by the trade publication Business for Home as the #1 female network marketer in the world. She starred on the Lifetime reality series $1 Million Hustle in 2022. She has a women's empowerment community called Girl Hold My Hand Incorporated. She sells skincare. She has a mentorship AI tool called Stormy Speaks. Her website literally says she has helped 139 individuals reach millionaire status and led over $50 million in sales. That is the brand. That is the person the FTC is now suing.
FTC and Stormy Wellington claims she is using a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme to con people out of thousands of dollars. Now, this entire situation is involving the company's Total Life Changes and pharmacy. If you guys are unfamiliar with Total Life Changes, they were really booming during the pandemic. They sold a bunch of teas and weight loss supplements. I actually was hooked on the teas and the weight loss droplets at one point. They are claiming that Stormy Wellington promised people she can make them at least 6 figures or millionaires if they participated in selling these products.
I know the feeling, and I'm going to teach you in my 90-day mentorship program how you don't have to struggle no more.
They checked the financial backings of her claims. They saw that very few people, more than $250, like a very, 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 very slim percent made over a couple words. Are claiming she is being deceptive in her claims, and I feel like anybody who actually believed they could make money by dealing with this woman is actually crazy.
Now let's talk about what the complaint actually alleges, because the images from the court documents tell the story clearly. According to the FTC, since at least late 2014, Stormy Wellington participated in MLM activities at 2 different companies, Total Life Changes and, more recently, Pharmacy US LLC, which is an MLM selling makeup, skincare, and health and wellness products.
They called it a multi-level marketing approach, and many people know that as a pyramid scheme. Would you call it that?
So no, network marketing, a pyramid scheme is when there's no products involved. I've been in the network marketing product space for almost 2 decades. Mm-hmm. You get into my business, you get products in exchange. You get into my business, you get specific products in exchange. You use the product, you sell the product, you sample the product. That's what the business is about. So a pyramid scheme is where you give money and you get nothing in exchange. Here, you get products, mentorship, coaching, systems, community, and if you use the product, you can get results.
So what's next? What's your next step for those who are concerned about you?
So I'm very grateful for those that's concerned about me, but those that know me know that my ministry is in my message. I never was the girl that was like, go get money, go get money. How I teach you to become mind, body, and soul is what makes you the money. So now my messaging is going to change. I'm not going to teach you to go chase a check. I'm going to teach you to chase after God, to chase after knowing yourself, loving yourself, embracing yourself, to go get real skills, how to manage your mind to create the life that you want. So my messaging in this new season is going to be about elevation, how to equip yourself with the necessary tools that you can change your own life.
The complaint states that in the course of recruiting consumers into both of these companies, she frequently represented that participants would or are likely to earn substantial income. The FTC's position is that those representations were deceptive. Here are the specific claims the FTC pulled directly from her own videos and public statements. In another video, she allegedly told potential recruits she would help 1,000 families make 5 to 7 figures in the next 90 days to 12 months. And when she made the switch from TLC to Pharmacy in August 2025, she was allegedly on video saying to new Pharmacy recruits, "I'm telling you right now, no less than 6 figures." And she also allegedly promised publicly that she would make 60 new millionaires in 2026.
Oh my God. If you're watching this video, you already know. Unfortunately, my season is over and total life changes. If you're watching this video, I'm so grateful for my amazing team. Total life changes. Jack Fallon, John Licari, Rosa Armenta. Oh my God. Evan, Kenny, Scott, man, such an amazing corporate staff. Thank you for these last, oh my God, almost 11 years, $50 million later, 39 millionaires later. Thank you for allowing me to bring my gifts to Total Life Changes. It has completely changed my life. But unfortunately, guys, I'm still on my products. I love my NutriBurst now. I'm going to take my NutriBurst, and I love the NRG. And I still love my tea. I'm going to take my tea. I'm going to actually place some orders with you guys. But I have decided to move on into a new business plan. Guys, this plan is all about you. I wanted to do something for the underdogs. Imagine being a multi-millionaire and feeling alone. Imagine knowing that there has to be a certain type of environment for people to succeed in, and you know that that environment doesn't exist. And I'm not trying to talk about anything but the truth. And so I needed to find an environment that brought me back to life. I've been feeling discouraged and dead, for real. And now, because of this amazing opportunity, I cannot believe. What? Did I tell you the name? We got to scratch that out. I feel alive again. But I am so grateful that I found a way that the average person can create an above average lifestyle without having to try to be an entrepreneur and do it by yourself. You could do it as a collaborative effort with a team. See, my goal for many years, over 10 years, actually 17 years, has been to help 1,000 families to make 6 to 7 figures a year. Like, no matter how much money I get, I made a promise to God that if you help me this one time, God, I promise I will never forget to go back and help your people.
Now here's where the government's argument sits. The FTC compared those income promises directly to income disclosure statements that TLC and Pharmacy themselves published on their own websites. And what those official disclosures say is the complete opposite of what the FTC alleges Stormy was telling people. According to TLC's own disclosure, 76.8% of active participants, that is 23,124 people, did not earn any compensation whatsoever in calendar year 2023. Not 5 figures, not 6 figures, 0. And at the very top of the active participant pool, only 0.4%. 113 people out of the entire active base earned more than $5,000 in a year. Less than 1% made $5,000 or more. The FTC's document makes a point of saying that despite the promise of no less than 6 figures, Pharmacy's own income data shows fewer than 1% of active participants earn income in the 6-figure range. And no rank of Pharmacy participant earns an average monthly commission that would reach $1 million in a year, despite the 60 new millionaires in 2026 claim. So the gap the FTC is describing is not small. It is not a technicality. They are saying she was out here in videos, telling people with real names and real families and real bank accounts to spend real money joining an MLM business, telling them they would make no less than 6 figures, while the company she was recruiting for was simultaneously publishing data showing that over 3/4 of its active participants made nothing. That is what the lawsuit is built on. Now here is the part that a lot of people are sleeping on. This is not a situation where Stormy is going to trial to fight these allegations. This is what is called a stipulated final order. That means she has already agreed to settle with the FTC. Both parties, the FTC and Stormy Wellington, have agreed to the terms of this order, and it has been filed simultaneously with the complaint.
And of course, you went through the FTC investigation. You signed an agreement with them. What's the status of that?
Basically, my career has been significantly affected by, obviously there are some people that I guess, I don't know where this came from. I really don't know how this happened. My career has been significantly affected by the allegations. But the truth is, what has happened is already in the past. One of the things that I have to change is my messaging. Being a serial businesswoman, entrepreneur, network marketer, there are some things that I use as strategies. I'm a manifester. I believe that life and death is in the power of the tongue. I believe that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I believe that you can manifest by affirmations and affirmations. But I learned through this experience that you can't do that when you become a woman of my caliber. You can't say things that's, wishful thinking, or you can't say things that's about what you're going to do based upon your goals and dreams. So I spoke of things that now I know that I would tell any entrepreneur that's in the space of whether it's direct sales, network marketing, whether you're a coach or a mentor, be mindful of the thing that you say. Because even though, a lot of us who are at the top, we understand the power of manifestation and speaking things into existence, you could get yourself in big trouble.
The commission voted 2-0 to authorize filing both the complaint and the stipulated final order at the same time. What that means in plain English is that before any judge ruled anything, before any trial happened, before any jury was seated, Stormy Wellington and the FTC came to an agreement. And the order has the force of law once it is approved and signed by the district court judge. What does that order require? First, she is now permanently prohibited from making any representation about how much money someone can expect to earn from an MLM opportunity unless the claim is not misleading. She can back it up in writing before she makes it, and she can provide evidence on demand to anyone considering joining. That means the era of getting on a live video and telling 10,000 people they're going to make 6 figures is over. Every income claim she makes going forward has to be substantiated. Second, she is required to notify the people in her downline, the network she already built, about the order's prohibition on deceptive earnings claims. She has to tell her own people that she is no longer allowed to make the kind of promises she was making before. The FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection Director Christopher Mufarag said publicly, "Today's actions make clear that the FTC will go after individuals who deceive consumers trying to earn a living. This case highlights the FTC's ongoing efforts to protect workers from recruiters who misrepresent potential earnings." That statement is important because the FTC is being explicit about the intent here. They are not going after TLC or Pharmacy directly in this particular action. They are going after the individual recruiter who was, in their view, the vehicle for the deceptive claims.
Do you admit that you may have misled some people?
I tell everybody the same thing. If you go to buy a Tylenol from the store and it says it's gonna, get rid of your headache, and it doesn't get rid of your headache, did that negate the fact that hundreds of thousands of people took a Tylenol and they got rid of their headache? It just didn't work for you. So the truth is, I'm not gonna negate what I have done. I'm not gonna also negate that there are people that may have thought that they were gonna make certain monies but didn't do the work. So I'm being very sincere about the sensitivity of, can you have been someone that thought that you were gonna make millions of dollars and didn't make it? But if you were real, did you do the thing that you were supposed to do to make the money? The truth is, I'm not gonna deny who I am and what I've done in real life. I'm not gonna deny what I know is real based upon what I did for me and thousands of people around the world. But again, I know for a fact that there are some people that feels like, oh my God, I didn't make any money. But then there are people that's like, oh my God, I made a lot of money. So I am very aware that you could possibly be like, man, I didn't win. But did you do the work?
Stormy released a response publicly after the news broke. She invoked scripture, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper," and framed this as an attack.
tries to come your way, when you know who you are and whose you are, you don't let little things throw you off your A game. Little things. And so just remember to stay focused no matter what adversity comes your way, no matter who tries to come up against you. Know that you are a child of God. And as a child of God, you got to know that no weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. So what the weapons form, you don't allow them to prosper. So have a good night, everybody. And just know that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. They're going to form. They've been forming since I was a baby. Almost they made it. That's how much they've been forming. But no weapon can prosper unless I allow it. And I will not stop. And I will not allow any weapon to form against me and prosper. That's a choice. And I choose not. Because God is within me, I cannot fail. So have a good night, everybody. And God bless you all.
A lot of her community is rallying around her, and that is their right. But let's be real about something that is easy to miss in the noise. She already settled. The weapon she is citing already landed. She did not fight the federal government in court. She negotiated the terms of an agreement that permanently changes what she is allowed to say to anyone she recruits. That is not victory framing. That is a woman who sat down with federal attorneys and agreed to new legal restrictions on her business practices. And that matters for the people in her community specifically, because the women who paid for her masterclasses, who joined TLC or Pharmacy on the promise of 6 figures, who showed up to her events and paid for coaching packages, who moved money around in their household budgets based on the income projections she put into public videos, those people deserve to know what the federal government found when they looked at the actual numbers.
I think Stormy is fab, right? But anybody falling for these pyramid schemes, these motivational talks, because Stormy can talk a good talk, you're the problem. The lawsuit seeks a permanent injunction and other penalties against her for deceptive practices. Stormy has been doing this since 2014? I do not fault her anymore. I fault the people falling for the game. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Y'all thought y'all was going to become a millionaire. You thought you were going to be her. It looks good. So you wanted that. She sold you a dream. I get it. Leave her alone, because if you're going to come for her, come for everybody else. She built a business, a lifestyle off of this shit. She's good. Y'all mad. Come for the people who are selling ebooks. Come for the people saying that they're going to make you $20,000 in a day. They're going to make you rich. Come for everybody.
76% of active TLC participants made $0. Zero. That number is not from a hater. That is from TLC's own income disclosure. The FTC is the one who put it in the lawsuit, but TLC published it themselves. The question this case puts on the table for anyone in the network marketing or personal development space is a real and uncomfortable one. When you are building a following and a community around your story of overcoming and achieving, and you use that following to recruit people into income-generating opportunities, what responsibility do you carry when the income you are promising does not match the income data the company publishes about its own participants? That is not a spiritual question. That is a legal one. And the FTC has now answered it, at least for Stormy Wellington, in the form of a permanent injunction filed in a federal court in Florida. The case is on the docket. The order is real. And now, we're watching what comes next.
You want the latest news in the streets? Join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show. Bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.